This report showed the extent of damage by the ongoing flooding. Experts are now warning that floods at this scale are likely to become more common over the next decade. This is if governments don't act on combating climate change immediately. A leading expert from the climate department of Italy's National Research Council explains the importance of reducing greenhouse gas emissions and how people around the world need to adapt to current climate conditions.
We have to do both at the same time. Adapt, but also drastically decrease our greenhouse gas emissions so that we don't get to the scenarios where we are talking about 3 degrees, 4 degrees more globally. Because otherwise, these would really only be the first sign of something much worse.
The hard-hit Emilia, Romagna region was particularly vulnerable, and its location is key here. It sits between the Apennine Mountains and the Adriatic Sea, which tends to trap the weather system. This then leads to dump half the average annual amount of rain on arid soil within a span of 36 hours.
The land is soaked with water to a considerable degree, and even this soaked land no longer absorbs, and so we lose this water too. So the drought is not necessarily compensated for by these extreme rains. Also because in northern Italy, the drought depends more on the snow being stored in the Alps than on rain, and in the last 2 years we've had very little snow.
It was actually the second intense rainfall to hit Emilia-Romagna in the period of 2 weeks, making the devastation much worse. So parts of Italy are already vulnerable, and when you club that with climate change, it acts like a strong catalyst leading to intense flooding. Experts further explain the country also must grapple with the decades-long practice of people building in areas prone to mudslides or floods. Occasional government amnesties have allowed construction of residences on vulnerable lands.
Unfortunately, such extreme rainfall sometimes does not solve the problem of drought, because it arrives initially on a dry ground that is impermeable, so it will not absorb this rain.
Italy's north has been parched by more than 2 years of drought and seen less than average snowfall during the winter months. Now it is coping with heavy rainfall. However, Italy wasn't alone. Parts of Slovenia, Croatia and Bosnia also reported flooding and landslides that required evacuations.